Welcome to the City Hunter recap. Betrayal, sacrifice, and a revenge born in the shadows. The episode begins in 1983 with a mission that reeks of death. Military officer Park Mu-yeol and his team fall into an ambush during the sweep operation. Bullets rain down, and one by one, the soldiers are killed. Panic, injustice, and absolute betrayal take hold of the team. It shows how people react under life or death pressure, revealing fear and human vulnerability. Abandoned by their own government and used as pawns in a political decision made without the president's knowledge, they are forced to face moral dilemmas and psychological strain. The only survivor is Jin Pyo, because Mu-yeol embraces him and takes all the bullets himself. He dies in his friend's arms, anxious for those he leaves behind, and asks Jin Pyo to take care of his wife and child. This sacrifice highlights the power of friendship and duty, as well as the psychological burden placed on Jin Pyo, emotionally transforming him and shaping his future path of revenge. Next, he kidnaps Mu-yeol's child and leaves a message for the mother, telling her to move on with her life. He speaks to his fallen friend as if he were still alive, saying that the child will be named Yun-seong and that he will avenge all the fallen soldiers. This demonstrates how revenge is passed from one generation to the next, and how a child's soul can become a tool for dark purposes. Jin Pyo then confronts military director Choi, who, full of guilt, says, "Kill me." Before anything happens, Jin Pyo is interrupted and leaves, leaving a note that he will return to take the lives of the 20 soldiers who died unjustly. From that moment, revenge becomes his driving force. Jin Pyo's transformation shows how injustice and guilt can alter the human soul, revealing his determination and the weight of his emotional burden, shaping his future actions. 10 years later, in the South Asian Triangle, young Yun-seong bleeds from harsh training. His hands are covered in wounds, yet Jin Pyo shows no mercy, seeing the weapon of revenge forming inside him. This training shows how childhood can be transformed into a tool for dark purposes. Despite the pressure, Yun-seong's inner joy and humanity persist, emphasizing his mental resilience and the strength of his character. One day, he saves a Korean man, Sik-jung, from gangsters and brings him to the camp. Despite Jin Pyo's grumbling, Sik-jung stays as a cook, and amidst the weapons and blood, the smell of food and a little laughter enters. This scene shows how daily life and human warmth can provide moments of relief and highlight the emotional side of the characters, even in extreme conditions. However, gangsters attack the camp, and the woman who raised him dies. Yun-seong kneels beside her, devastated, and Jin Pyo saves him while being severely wounded. He reveals that he is not Yun-seong's real father, and that the weight of revenge is now doubled. This revelation deepens Yun-seong's psychological pain and illustrates how loss shapes a character's personality and future decisions, creating a complex emotional backdrop. Yun-seong is left in shock, lost amidst revelations and deaths. When Jin Pyo survives, holding a photo of his family, Yun-seong asks if his mother is alive, but his childhood joy begins to fade. The loss of innocence underscores Yun-seong's transformation into a weapon of revenge, while also highlighting his inner struggle and emerging emotional maturity. 7 years later, he arrives in Korea. As he walks, Jin Pyo's words echo in his mind. "If you become attached to people, you will condemn them. When the time comes to reveal yourself, those you love will pay the price." And so, whether he wants to or not, Yun-seong has now become what he was taught, the City Hunter. This final transformation highlights the powerful influence of training, loss, and revenge on shaping a character, while also illuminating the strength of his inner will and moral conscience. One night, when Yun-seong calls for a substitute driver, Kim Nana appears, the same woman he was asked to quietly watch over by a man he once saved from gangsters, without ever being told the full story behind their connection. He sees her take down a man, prosecutor Kim Young-ju, with a single move, unaware that she doesn't know who he is. The prosecutor is stunned, while Yun-seong, surprised and slightly impressed, feels a hint of awkwardness in her presence, recognizing her strength of character and confidence. While driving, Nana cannot tolerate the sexual advances from the back seat. She asks to be paid, but Yun-seong refuses. With lightning speed, she grabs the money and hands back his wallet, leaving decisively. This moment shows that Nana combines courage, intelligence, and a sense of justice, making her a unique character in the series. Kim Nana rushes from job to pay her father's hospital bills. Despite exhaustion and fear, she holds her head high with determination and dignity, demonstrating inner strength rarely seen. Later, realizing she left her phone in the car, she goes to the hotel, asks the receptionist to call Yun-seong, and waits outside. Seeing a hospital sign through the window, she panics and rushes to the hospital. Yoon-sung, noticing the sign, realizes something serious is happening and runs to find her. This scene highlights the mutual respect and intense sense of responsibility both characters feel toward others. At the hospital, Nana pleads with the doctor to operate on her father, offering money, but he refuses. Yun-seong intervenes, saying they have already been paid. This reaction demonstrates Yun-seong's empathy and deep need to protect those around him, traits that define his character's path. Meanwhile, Yun-seong investigates the first person responsible for his father's death, the corrupt Lee Kyung-won. Yun-seong joins the national security team, while Kim Nana becomes the bodyguard of the president's daughter. When they cross paths, he teases her about the money she took from his wallet. Nana, awkward but professional, pretends not to recognize him. During training, Nana demands his account details to repay the money he used for her father. Instead, they make a deal. She will act as his driver and run errands for him until her debt is paid. Yun-seong agrees, amused and impressed by her stubborn honesty. At a club, Yun-seong suddenly kisses Nana to get rid of a lawmaker's mistress. Furious and humiliated, Nana throws him down, but immediately runs off when the president's daughter goes missing. Later, she demands an apology. Yun-seong teases her, realizing it was her first kiss, revealing an unexpected softness beneath his calm exterior. When Nana is injured, Yun-seong takes her home and learns the truth about her life. Her mother is dead, her father in a coma, and she lives alone, carrying quiet pain. The episode takes a dark turn when they discover two abandoned children. Corruption at child services shocks them, and Yun-seong's anger hardens into purpose. By the end of the episode, revenge is no longer an idea, it's a mission. Next time, their fates collide even deeper. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe for more drama recaps.